No, I'm just gonna get. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Tuve otra, buscar lejísimo a 10 minutos, bala, me tiran otra vez los tres, la misma, y me fui volando a las 125. Yo nada más digo que no me apagó.
Yeah, I just came from there. Yeah.
That went all the way.
Yeah, I just came from there. Yeah.
That went all the way.
pass it to your name?
My name's Eva.
Can you spell that, please?
EVA.
Okay, Eva, can you tell me what happened? Like what?
So me and my sister and my grandmother, we were inside, and all of a sudden, I guess she looked outside and she saw in the hallway a bunch of smoke. She started screaming, and my sister was sleeping, so I had woken up and I tried to grab whatever I could. But when I went outside, I saw that the fourth floor, I live in the fourth floor, it was just smoke everywhere. There was smoke everywhere, and as I was going downstairs, it got progressively worse. Each floor I got down to, and by the second floor, I couldn't see anything. When I tried to open my eyes were burning, and I tried to scream because I was like so scared. I tried to scream for my sister, my grandmother, and all I saw was like my throat was burning. I felt my throat burning, and I couldn't breathe. And when I got to the first floor, I guess that's where the fire started. I had seen that there was a guy like trying to hit the fire or something, I'm guessing with a towel or something, but I saw that it got progressively worse. And then I saw the door, and the door was closed, so I ran to the door and I held it open, and a bunch of people just started running out. I guess they were waiting for something or somebody, but when I had opened the door, a bunch of people started running out, and I was waiting for my sister and my grandmother, and I was crying and I was screaming, and then eventually when I had gone outside, there was just everybody screaming, and I saw people looking outside from their windows, and that was pretty much it.
So by the time you were getting down to the lower floors, you're saying it was like really hard to see. Like you couldn't even. It's so hard you couldn't even see your grandmother.
I couldn't see anything. I tried to look back, and I tried to see my sister and my grandmother because they were behind me. I couldn't see anything, so I just had to look down. I tried to look down. I put my sweater over my nose, and I just looked down eventually till I got to the first floor, and I saw like a big orange light in the corner on the floor, and then that's when I ran out.
So basically you had to like feel your way out.
Yeah, exactly. I was holding onto the railing because my eyes and I just used my memory at this point. I wasn't even looking down at the steps. I was holding onto the railing and just hoping that I didn't fall or miss a step.
Right. You want to take a quick pause? We step away from your truck. Stand over here. Okay. And you mentioned you saw the fire. You saw somebody trying to hit it with it, hit a towel with it. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like what? You have an apartment next door?
I know the guy. He's
Okay.
my neighbor, and I heard him screaming. He was like silent, which means like get out, leave. And as he was hitting it, I saw that it was getting worse. And eventually he just threw the towel and left it there. And that's when I had opened the door, and when I opened the door, he was still doing it, but eventually he had stopped.
Okay. Did he make it out?
Yes, he's over there. And I saw him and I spoke to him. Yeah.
Okay. Did you see anybody come out that was injured or like really hurt?
So it is. People are saying that where the fire has started in the apartment, it's an old man that lives there. People said that he came out in a stretcher, so they don't know if he is alive or not.
Okay. And you ever had this experience before?
No, this is the first time this has ever happened to me. It was so scary for me, and I can't even imagine how it was for people living on the first or second floor. So just let's only hope now. I don't know if they're going to tell us we can go back inside or we have to find a place to sleep. That's my biggest concern right now is about my stuff and where I'm going to go tonight.
Alright, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so can I ask you again?
Christina,
Can you spell that please?
Christina.
Christina, can you tell me what you saw tonight?
So when I got here, I ran up the block and I started smelling the smoke, and I thought it was my building, but it wasn't. And then I started seeing them taking people out on the stretcher. The first one was the guy, we call him Santa Claus. He's a very old gentleman, usually feeds the birds out here, always walks around, but he wasn't breathing, and they were trying to resuscitate him. Then I saw another person coming out, but I didn't see fire. All I smelled was smoke, so I guess by the time they took the fire out, but the fire started going all the way to the top floor. But it was about 4 people they took out and 2 firefighters that I heard that got injured.
Right.
I saw them get injured and the stretcher.
Can you tell me a little bit more about some of the other victims that you saw pulled out? Were they also all elderly?
Yes,
or?
they were all elderly. The first 2 were the ones that they were trying to resuscitate, It was two gentlemen, I believe, and then there was a lady that they brought out on the stretcher, and she started seizing and convulsing on the floor. And then there was another one that she was fine, but you know, yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned something along the lines of like it seemed like you may have been a hoarder.
Yeah, the Santa Claus guy, he is known to be a hoarder, known to have a lot of things in his apartment. He lives by himself, so yeah, he's definitely known to be a hoarder, but he doesn't bother nobody. He's like the neighborhood Santa Claus. That's what we call him.
Do you know why he may have gotten a name?
Because he looks like Santa Claus. He has very long white beard, long white hair, very old. Looks like Santa Claus.
He's a sweet old gentleman, basically.
Say that again?
So basically like a sweet old gentleman.
Yeah, he is. He's very sweet. He doesn't bother nobody. He's very just on his. He does his own thing. He watches out for the neighborhood. If he sees kids, he says hi or whatever. Very, very nice dude.
So basically, as long as you've lived here, you've always known that he.
Yeah, everybody knows. The whole neighborhood knows him. He's just a neighborhood dad, neighborhood Santa Claus.
Oh, I'm sorry. And do you want to give your last name at all, or?
W-O-O, Woo.
What is it?
Woo, W-O-O.
W-O-O. Woo. Okay. Can I ask you for your name?
Arturo Menendez.
Can you spell your last name?
M-E-N-E-N-D-E-Z.
Okay. Arturo, can you tell me about what happened tonight?
So it seems that apartment 1C, the gentleman there started a fire. This is something that's not new to us. Like I no longer live here. My mother lives here, but I grew up, born and raised here, and this is something that's been happening countless times, year after year after year, where this gentleman burns newspapers, he burns pigeons. I actually been in that apartment previously with the previous manager, and it was full of nothing but newspapers, and we couldn't even walk in there. We didn't even touch the floor once, and it's something I know they've reported previous times. I don't know, countless times. Even I believe they even called PD, and nothing was done. And it's unfortunate that it takes this thing where people now lost their homes, lost property, lost so much stuff that they probably had for decades, and now they're displaced, and nothing was ever done.
So he's been a long time tenant. I mean, it seemed like he was.
Yeah, he's been here. Yeah, I always see him going up and down the hill. I work in the neighborhood, so I always saw him walking down. He would sit here in front, and yeah.
Okay. And tell me, it seems like he may have been like a little bit off, like maybe had.
It appears. I mean, again, I didn't have much of much conversations with him, but he would kind of be in his own little world. You'll see him kind of walking up and down, just kind of like. Doesn't speak to many people. You try to say hi to him, he may sometimes kind of like look at you kind of weird, so not many people bother him.
Got it.
But yeah.
And so you mentioned about like he'll set fires to newspapers and stuff like that. Have there been previous calls from the fire department for that apartment before? Or?
I believe because I believe he has come here, but this was years ago. Again, I haven't lived here in about 8 years now, but my mother lives here. But even something as simple as the intercom. When I grew up, we didn't have a working intercom because we couldn't get access to his apartment because he wouldn't provide access to fix it. And it took, I believe they just fixed it roughly like a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. I think the new management was able to get in there. But something simple as that was just difficult to even get access to the unit.
And did you happen to know like how intense the fire was or anything like that?
So walking in, everything's destroyed. You could see that the walls, sheetrock is off the walls. It's just literally just the bones of the unit at this point.
So it's pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty severe. I know they said it supposedly. One of the fire guys was telling me that they found him putting something on the floor. I don't know his status. I don't know if he's deceased or not. Hopefully, I mean, you never want to see someone lose their life, no matter what. So hopefully he's okay. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No, thank you. Appreciate it.